Venezuela, a land blessed with vast oil reserves, has long held the promise of prosperity. At the heart of this promise stood Petróleos de Venezuela, S.A., PDVSA, the nation's state-owned oil and natural gas company. Founded in 1976, PDVSA quickly rose to prominence, becoming a cornerstone of Venezuela's economy and a symbol of national pride. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, PDVSA thrived, establishing itself as a global player in the oil industry. Its skilled workforce and access to vast reserves propelled Venezuela to the forefront of global oil production. With its profits, PDVSA funded social programs, infrastructure projects, and economic development initiatives, solidifying its image as a national champion. The company's success was deeply intertwined with Venezuela's economic well-being. Oil revenues accounted for a significant portion of the nation's GDP, making PDVSA a vital source of income for the government and its people. Its performance had a direct impact on the lives of millions of Venezuelans, who relied on the company's success for their livelihoods and well-being. However, beneath the surface of this apparent prosperity, seeds of future turmoil were being sown. Political instability, economic inequality, and social unrest were simmering, waiting for the right moment to erupt and reshape the destiny of PDVSA and the nation it sustained. The year 1998 marked a turning point in Venezuelan history. Hugo Chavez, a charismatic and controversial figure, ascended to the presidency, ushering in a new era of socialist policies and a radical shift in the country's political landscape. For PDVSA, Chavez's rise to power would prove to be both a blessing and a curse. Chavez, a staunch advocate for social justice and national sovereignty, saw PDVSA as a tool to achieve his ambitious social and economic goals. He sought to redirect the company's profits towards funding social programs, reducing poverty, and improving living standards for Venezuela's marginalized communities. In 2001, Chavez's government enacted the hydrocarbons law, granting the state greater control over the oil industry and increasing royalties paid by foreign oil companies operating in Venezuela. These measures aim to secure a larger share of oil revenues for the Venezuelan people and reduce the influence of foreign corporations. While Chavez's policies initially garnered support and led to improvements in social indicators, they also sowed the seeds for future instability within PDVSA. The company's focus shifted from maximizing profits and efficiency to fulfilling political objectives, often at the expense of sound business practices. The year 2002 witnessed a dramatic confrontation between Chavez's government and PDVSA, exposing the deep fissures within Venezuelan society and the fragility of the nation's economic engine. A general strike, spearheaded by opposition groups and supported by some within PDVSA, brought the country to a standstill. The strike, motivated by a complex web of political and economic grievances, targeted Chavez's socialist policies and his increasing control over PDVSA. The strike's leaders accused Chavez of undermining democracy, eroding the independence of PDVSA, and mismanaging the nation's oil wealth. The strike had a devastating impact on Venezuela's economy, crippling oil production and sending shockwaves through global energy markets. The standoff between the government and the strikers escalated, pushing the country to the brink of chaos. After weeks of turmoil, the strike was eventually broken, and Chavez emerged victorious. However, the victory came at a steep price. Thousands of skilled workers, many of whom had opposed Chavez's policies, were dismissed from PDVSA, creating a significant brain drain that would have long-lasting consequences for the company's operational capacity. Section 4. A House of Cards: Corruption, Mismanagement, and Decline. In the aftermath of the 2002 strike, PDVSA entered a period of steady decline, marked by a toxic combination of political interference, corruption, and mismanagement. The company, once a symbol of national pride and economic prowess, began to crumble under the weight of its own internal contradictions. Chavez's government, emboldened by its victory over the strikers, tightened its grip on PDVSA, installing loyalists in key positions and using the company as a cash cow to fund its social programs and consolidate its political power. This politicization of PDVSA came at the expense of meritocracy and professionalism, leading to a decline in efficiency and expertise. As the government's control over PDVSA grew, so too did the opportunities for corruption. Billions of dollars in oil revenues were siphoned away through embezzlement, kickback schemes, and other illicit activities. This rampant corruption further eroded the company's financial health and undermined its ability to invest in crucial infrastructure and technology upgrades. The lack of investment in maintaining and modernizing PDVSA's aging infrastructure led to a decline in oil production and a deterioration in the quality of Venezuelan crude. The once feared company, capable of influencing global energy markets, was becoming a shadow of its former self.